Hey there folks, how we doing? It's 9:46 a.m. Saturday, October 6, 2018. The reason for the connection there for the time date stamp is that as of this moment, every email sent or the form filled out to me, or actually I'll make it 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter because this video won't go out before then. But as this video is published, at that moment there will be no more consultations, DNA ICUCs in the current time frame. I'm not trying to just throw out to pull in all kinds of consultations and taking a ton of money. I take in about 20, right around 20 of them, and then I stop, and then I do those consultations, then I'll take 20 more. I'll know when I need to stop. I'm not going to get caught like some quote-unquote famous psychics have, where they have people paid up for a year ahead of schedule and then they died. And I'm not saying anything bad about them. This one person saw that she was going to live a long time, and she made the mistake of actually having faith in what the original first being, male and female, said, what people call God. Of course, that thing is, both of them are gone now. But it was, the war was going on, and this issue about the Mother, Father, God thing, that was going to be stopped, period. And it has been, as far as any control on the other side. And their servants, the original first angels. Anyway, so now things move forward, but now it is about you, and you will have more free will than you've ever had. It's just this abuse stuff is going to start falling away real quick. If you're in a body, once things settle down, it's going to be a little while. Once things settle down, you start abusing other people, you're going to get abuse back immediately the second you do it. And if that doesn't work, then you'll be removed. Unless it's necessary for you to bother some people who have issues. But anyway, that's not important, and it's not anything I want to spend any time on. I want you to understand, I've been trying for a long time to help you understand who you really are, to learn who you are, what your abilities actually are, all the things you can do that you not only were not aware of, but you would never dare think it. That time is gone. It's time for all of you to become yourself. I want you to understand our friends from other planets, our family members, ETs. What we call ETs, extraterrestrial, meaning they come from a different, land mass, being a planet, different terra. And I want you to know what they understand about this spiritual gig, why it's important to them too. It's something that we here on this planet, Earthlings, have in common with all of them. There's very few people in this whole third dimension that actually have a good idea about what's been going on the other side. So, the Drak are ones that have this information, and even within them, it doesn't go out extremely far. But they understand a lot more. They were the first race. They go back to the very second set of lives that ever existed. That's their origin. They're not aware of what's been going on the other side, except for some of the stuff that they could see through their scanners. They've been flying around in different areas, and they would see huge energy movements with their scanners. They'd see this huge golden energy flow. Gold, silver, black, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange sometimes. And then they literally, as soon as that happened, they'd fly from all these different planets. They just immediately converge on the area. They did that at M66 a while ago, a couple of years ago. There's a big issue over there. And so they have a heads up on us to know something's going on, but not exactly what. But when they see those energy levels increase, they can, as soon as they see the energy levels like that massing, they look at all the energy levels, all the different types of energy that are in an area, and then they literally, as soon as they see it, as soon as they see it, they have a recording of it. Okay, it's their instrumentation that actually sees it and it records it as it does. And then when this huge golden energy, just with the other colors, and it just all of a sudden explodes like a huge bomb. And then it goes back to quiet again. It starts condensing, and then eventually just disappears. And then what's left, that other energy's gone, or there's just a little bit of it left. They know something killed something else. They know something destroyed something else. They know it was sentient life. Well, they know it was energy, but they can read enough to see it appears to be sentient life. So, they don't know any more than we do about certain things. Their technology is incredible. Well, they've been around a long time. The Earth is young. We're the new kids on the block. We're at the point where we're just outgrowing the sandbox, okay? And I'm not putting anyone down. It's just, it is. These bodies that we get put in, you know, we crawl, then we walk. Sometimes people are so wrapped up in their own lives that they want to attack anyone who's speaking about anything that they're not aware of, because they feel inferior right away and everything. And that's sad. It's silly too, because it's not correct. No one's any better than anyone else. When you go to see things, as you develop your abilities, you need to let loose. One of the first things you do is calm yourself down, and then in the process of calming down, you need to also release any desire to see something other than what's really there. Don't say, I want to see this, I want to see that, oh, I hope it's this. Just relax, open up, unattach yourself from any desires, wants, and then see. If you're going to an art show and there's a new picture up, a new artist, whatever, just relax. You walk in there, you see the picture for the first time, you relax and flow into it, see how it feels. See what you can see with your eyes, see what kind of emotions it stirs. That'll be your heart. You're reacting to what it sees. Colors and images, especially going through the solar plexus and the scanner. I mean, through the crown, going down to the solar plexus, through the crowns. Remember, these our ET friends from these other planets, you've had lives in their bodies. Not every one of them, but a whole bunch. A lot of people say that they're star children because they come from us. You know, they feel such a strong connection to a star or a certain area. They have a connection, a strong connection to some of the lives they've had there. They probably had a lot of lives there, maybe a few 100,000. So, and they had some of the nice lives they've ever had were there. And even though they're not aware of that in particular, they're aware of the fact that they feel fondly about that area. They have a belonging for it, and that makes them think, you know, they come from that star. Well, of course, all of us come from the original first being. But they're learning about that too. There's a gentleman here, he's a Palladian. He has Earth and DNA inside him. Very nice guy. Long time ago, 2009, 2010, I started waking up, and I had a huge desire to access all the information I could. And I started going to a Barnes & Noble's bookstore near my house. And I got there, and energy started flowing around. I started seeing more things, and some of the people, I started freaking out. Some of the people looking at them and just seeing something. I just say it. Say, hey, how you doing? I said, you got this dog hanging around you all the time. This other lady, I looked at her and I said, man, those owls won't shut up, will they? And she looked at me. She started to smile at first, and then she kind of like, how do you know? I said, well, they won't let you sleep. I saw you, and I saw the owls. I saw what happened, and that was last night, early in the morning, actually, mostly between 1 and 3 in the morning. And they just wouldn't shut up, man. They just kept talking, just blah, 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 blah. And she was like, that is creepy. I'm like, all right. And then they wouldn't leave her alone. They said we couldn't sleep. I said, okay, and I found them. I went right in front of her. I just found them. I went and talked to them. They said, we're here. I'm making a presence. I'm the male, blah, blah, the alpha. And I said, stop it. Okay, say your little piece and stop. You can spread your wings, show your wings. You can show dominance without making a lot of noise. Please be quiet. Let's be nice about this. And he made a few peeps that next night, and that was it. Next time I walked in there, she said, man, thank you so much. There was a bird that I think they call them, for some reason I want to say magpie, but it's not, oh heck, anyway, they make nests in like taller bushes and stuff like that. They're aggressive birds. They mimic you. Anyway, that's one of their names. Anyway, and people would come out of the bookstore, and the bird would do dives on them and everything, trying to protect his nest. And I went out there and I told it to stop. And then it did for the rest of the day. And the next day it's just started doing it again. And then at that point it wouldn't listen. I'm like, well, whatever. But you do stuff like that, people start, wondering, it's telepathy, it's talking. Okay, my words carry a little weight, but so what? I'm in control of nothing. That should be obvious. There's nothing here, nothing you can see. And it's like that for a reason. When I go into people and do this DNA ICUC, that changes you. You see, you feel, you find out who you are. And like I said, as soon as I take care of these people, I got about 20 people. As soon as they've had their consult, I'll open for more. As long as I can, I'll do that, but it's going to be a little section at a time. Everyone that sent me an email and stuff, by the time this video is published, I'm going to honor that. If not, you're first on the list for next time. But please don't, try not to hit me with a bunch of requests. And remember now, I had to get organized with this with Deanna's help. She knows how to do all this stuff. 10 o'clock, that's funny. I was made to just be shown that, and it's 0001, and that's total completion of self, which it is relative for me. It's relative to this life, because I am about to finish it. But anyway, and have no more. But some of you are like that too. You've had so many lives. You're not kids. You don't need to be treated like kids. Sometimes you look at someone and say, wow, they're an old soul. You can see it in them. You can see age, understanding, wisdom, depth in them. That's not normal for a child. And sometimes you look at a man, might be 45, 48 years old, and he literally has the energy of a 15-year-old kid. That's because they're probably from the 5th wave of souls, the last one that was made. Anyway, so we'll get this in. It'll be made to happen. Not all, but the vast majority of you that are getting the DNA ICUC, it's because you're here for a reason. You're here to help bring change. You're here to help bring everyone out of the, if you want to call it, the darkness, the age of abuse, lack of reason. You have to have lives to develop compassion, love. We have to learn, not by being beat up, but by being together in physical bodies. So in the original first being male and female, what people call God, never had a life. They didn't know, they didn't care. Nothing fit their agenda other than abusing you and make sure you grew. It's for their own purposes, and that's enough of that. They were made sick by, it wasn't their fault. So anyway, so in some ways, our ET friends are in the same boat we are. Just that their boat flies through space. Excuse me, anti-gravitational. They have devices that are like that. Deanna, this is her last life, and that's known. She and her actual spirit mate, her other half, the two of them, they'll be together. He'll be out of body, but he'll be flying around out in this universe, and others going in and out there with him. She'll be gone in a few years. She's going to be with all her kids. There are a ton of Sepoian people. They'll be anxious to bond with us. They're good people, very good. Remember, they're different. We all are. Alien is a word we've gotten used to using, but what does it really mean? Something that we feel alienated from, or is alien to us, something we're not quite fully aware of or are comfortable with yet. The bodies look different from different planets because the composition of the bodies had to come from that planet so it could live on it. You take these human bodies, you break them down, all you're going to find is every single component all you're going to find is that every component of the body came from the planet. Sorry folks, I'm doing the best I can. I'm breathing okay right now, but I still have issues. It'll be like that till I leave. Forgot to bring my water. Anyway, they will be here soon. Okay? Very soon. It'd be great if I could give you a date, but I can't. If I was on the other side, finally doing what I'm supposed to be doing, taking care of things, then if I told Deanna or someone else that something was going to happen on a certain date, you can pretty well be sure it's going to happen like that, because if I did that, there'd have to be a big reason for me to change my mind, and there's too much control of things on the other side, so that's not something to expect to happen. So and I will be talking to more people than Deanna, but Deanna, she and I are very close. Anyway, with Deanna, her and her spirit mate, source mate, they're literally going to be involved with all the animal essence and others with high animal frequencies in them, like source animals is what I mean when I say that. So it's the animal essence and source animals to help coordinate together, being the new spirit guide / angel, a max spirit guide / angel, replacement for people. People are going to have their spirit guides, but the animals are going to be the ones cruising around doing strong stuff, not angels. Okay, these animals have had lives, they have understanding. The originals, these original angels, they were made for one thing: to do what they were told. That's it. Things are changing. When something is helping you guide you through life and protecting you and keeping stuff away from you that doesn't need to be near you, and they've had lives they understand, and they're not only being told you can now do this, but this is your job, how do you think that's going to affect your life? In a very positive way. Everything is so close to changing. And you don't need to believe me, it's just going to happen. Some of you that know me, you understand that everything I talk about, people say, yeah, whatever, and then I actually talk about doing it, and then they say, this guy's he's so full of crap, and next thing you know, here comes the FBI, Homeland Security, NSA. all these folks start popping in because I'm actually doing it, and people talking about it, seeing it on live video, live DNA ICUCs, people start finding out. Then they find out, okay, this, I don't know what it is with this guy, but he can do this. And people, I appreciate, I really do, that some people say, Jay, you just say it like it is. If you listen to the words that I say, every once in a while I have to say something about what I'm doing or what I've done. And that, to some people, if it was written, might seem arrogant. But if you hear me say it, and you can feel my heart, it's obvious, plus the wording I use, that I'm no better than nothing else. No one is, and why would anything want to? I mean, it just makes no sense to me. But anyway, my job is to serve. That's what I was made for. That's what I'm happy. But I got to finish getting out of this body and get to work. A lot of you aren't going to come back for a long time to have a life, and if you do, you'll be going into the new energy bodies. So you'll be seeing races, animals first, and then other races dying off, calmly, without extreme pain or anything. Compassion is about to finally take its new major role in creation. Finally. It's been a long time waiting. Anyway, our friends from other planets, they're here. We talk with them all the time. I'm going to spend some time doing that in just a little bit. I've been gone for a long time, and I have some friends I want to talk to. And a family member, kind of like a son, if you think of spirit as we do in physical bodies. He's part of me, but he came from, he used to be part of me. He was separated, released. These other children that the primary Lily and I have had. And he's a cool guy. He's one of the Drock councilmen. I need to get up on things. I want to see to ear. He's busy right now, but now he's just looking at me. He's wondering what I'm up to. Anyway. And when we meet our ET friends, heck, we go to different countries here on Earth. We have a hard time talking with them because it's different languages. What always works? What's one of the most powerful communication tools there is? Actually, the most powerful, without being silly or ridiculous. When you really want to communicate with someone, it's your heart. It's your heart energy. That movie E.T., that was about heart. I wonder why. I wonder if that was meant to happen. I wonder if that was brought up on the other side by something that wanted that to be known. What was my last life about? Heart. So it was all about heart and standing up for yourself without being violent. Just say no. That's what I used to say. Just say no. Refuse to comply. Anyway, sometimes people look at a past life. I've heard so many, things. The Huffington Post said, well, Gandhi was this, and, he was that, he had that fault, that fault. Why are you trying to tear someone apart? Everyone has fault. Those people that are so busy doing that, you know what they need? About 30 seconds in front of a mirror. They'll never publish that, though. They can't get the ratings. They can't go like this. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did. That was me, man. That was me. It's like, man, that's disgusting. Be proud of what you do, but damn, don't make something of it. Keep going. Do something else. Anyway, whatever. I'm not normal. You're not normal. What is normal? Normal is usually what someone else wants you to be for their own reasoning. Maybe their own insecurities, maybe for control, who knows? It varies from situation to situation. 10:11. I gotta go. We got spheres and stuff to make out. Oh, the spheres and necklaces, they're still up for sale. I just had to shut down the consult. I had to stop taking in new consults for right now. I've got to get these done, okay? I'll get them done, boom, boom, boom. Then the second I do, as long as everything's okay, I'll go ahead and do that. And I still have some doctor's appointments, too, and stuff like that, so to work around. Folks, love you. Take care. Your heart is one of the strongest ways to communicate with our ET friends. You're going to see them, excuse me, more and more in and out. Remember, they have the ability, they have a room in a ship with this interesting looking disc that's almost like a soft, soft curves is what I'm trying to say. It's strong material, but it's hard material, but it's like a soft, very soft rounded edges, like a big oval disc, and you stand underneath it, and it literally can go to a certain area and then put an interdimensional energy beam there. And then they're inside this area, and they can control their own density. They can literally, if you were in a small room, if you were in a casket size, if you were in a container that was like a casket laying down 3 times the size of a casket, okay, so you had a little room to move, they can literally go through that and do minor surgery on you. If it's serious, then you're going to be moved through the casket, interdimensional energy. They move you through it and pull you right up on the ship. That's how you've heard about people being moved through walls, mostly through the roof. They make you interdimensional. You go right through it. People, these are no one has to believe anything, and it takes a little bit for us to learn slowly what to believe, you know, about what to believe about what. If you take this information I give you and hold on to it, soon after I'm gone, when they appear, maybe 5 or 10 years, maybe 5 or 10 weeks after they've arrived, you're going to find out it's true. I see it. There's no self-glorification for me. My success is when I do my job to the best of my ability. And you all are free to finally have your lives. Creation's about everyone, all of you. Not one initial first being that wanted everything to serve it. So, folks, I love you. Take care. Yeah. I'm trying to catch my breath. As soon as I go to finish a video, my energy comes down in my body, and I go back into like a slump. But if you take a few nice, full, relaxed breaths, just open up and extend yourself. At first, you might want to close your eyes. I did that, like most people do, I believe. And then I just wanted to see like a white area, and I look at it, and like a wall, and then I let my eyes go fuzzy. You lose your desire to focus on anything. Release your focus, and then the next thing you know, you're going to start feeling stuff around. The more you do it, the better you are at it. That's how we're going to communicate with our ET brethren. They're going to come in, you're going to feel them. They're going to feel you. They have equipment to look at you, watch you, see you. And those of you that have been cranked up, you got them going all over the house. They're going to be making themselves more solid near you and touching you. You're going to see it. It's already going on. But it's going to keep going on. It's going to get more serious. When I do go, Deanna's going to be somewhere with family. And she's definitely going to... they're all going to be all through the house. Deanna's whole family is what's attached to the spiritual foundation. Remember, a couple of years from now, Deanna's little nephew, he is going to be a prodigy. His name is Ignacio. And his sister, Deanna's niece, she's Source family. She's going to be cranking people up. But Ignacio, he was the second focal point to leave what I am. And he's a powerhouse. He's 6 years old now. You can't stop him. Hell, the kid's playing rugby. As time goes on, you'll see more of who you are, and you'll have more respect for yourself the second you see it. You'll be able to appreciate yourself as you develop as you just flow into who you really are. Learn more about yourself and understand yourself. And then life changes everywhere for everyone. It's not a funny made-up story. It's simply what's going to happen. Who said it? Who said it first? Doesn't matter. You know what matters? That it happens. That's my happiness. Is to see everyone happy. To protect. Folks, I love you, man. Take care.